Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Welcome back to another episode of PM in the AM. As Porter finishes his bite of ice cream that he did right as we started the podcast here, you know that means we are in for a half hour of high quality humor brought to you by Porter McNeely and myself, Blake Bushman. If this is your first time joining us, welcome in. We usually don't start with a bite of ice cream, but I feel like I just have to ask Porter, how you doing? It seems like you're doing okay.
Yeah, how could you not be? I just am devouring a little bit of cookie dough ice cream, my favorite flavor, to get the pod started off the right way. Ice cream always makes everything a little bit better. So hopefully that transitions into this podcast. As like you said, we are going to be striving to bring a half hour of humor the only way we know possible, and that is by we're going to be sharing some crazy stories. Our elementary embarrassing stories as back to school time of year has hit. Lots of kids are going back to school this week and next week. And then we've got a legendary draft coming up, which I'm really excited for. We are going to be drafting everyday things, like everyday tasks that we could go pro in. And I assume Blake's list is going to be insane. So I'm really excited for that.
I was thinking about things and I was like, man, am I not good at anything?
Okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me then, because I was thinking that too, and I was like thinking about chores at 1st, and then I was thinking about like hobbies. I'm like, man, if I'm not even good at chores or hobbies, like what do I have going for me? So
Yeah, it was rough. I was sitting there and I was like, oh, this will be easy because we were kind of thinking of some ideas and you mentioned that one and I thought that would be good. So I was like, let's run with it. Immediately, I was like, oh crap. There's a reason I'm not pro. Like I would have done it already, but I think I found some things that I think that I'm just exceptional in. So I can't wait to get into it to see what you came up with.
No, yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. As well had to dig a little deeper than I normally would to find some things, but I did find some good ones. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned for that coming up in our second segment. But first today, back to school season is upon us, which is kind of crazy because this summer has been a little bit wild, a little bit fast paced. I could hardly believe that kids are going back to school. And so I was just thinking back now that I no longer have to go back to school, and never will in my entire life. And you guys can hold me to that. Never going to be seeking out any other form of like institutional education. But Blake is going back to school. And so I really wanted to ask a favor, and I hope the morning people can back me up. We want to see your first day of school outfit with one of those little boards that has like Blake's first day of 16th grade. No, you're like in like 20th grade.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think they count this high. People ask me where I'm at because even in college they're like you kind of repeat sophomore, junior, senior. I don't know what I'm at this point. I've changed my major a couple of times, transferred schools, which always sets you back, and a super senior. Does that count? Is that something? Can I
a super duper senior, maybe, but not super senior.
Yeah, I'm a super duper senior in college, apparently.
Blake, how does it feel? I think you have gone to 4 different colleges. Am I correct?
That would be correct. Yes. Yep.
I feel like, statistically among, people, not that many people, get all the way through college or whatever. And you've gone to 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
transferred 5 times.
That's crazy. You are probably one of very few people that have attended 4 different universities.
I am well traveled in the higher education world. It's not. I don't recommend it if I'm being totally honest. But I figured if I'm doing it, I might as well get the full experience.
You just check out the party scene at each school.
Yeah, try community college for a minute. Let's see how that goes. What's interesting about it is it's all just been like there's not a real great reason why I transferred or went to any of the different schools. It was kind of just it happened, and some of them I guess where I moved and it would have been hard, but I don't know how. But one way or another, I'm still in school and I'm just collecting these schools like they're infinity stones.
Honestly, you almost have the state of Utah gauntlet. There's literally, I believe, 4 schools that left that you could possibly do. So we are going to hope for that. And so when you're in 24th grade and we're still doing this podcast, That's going to be awesome. But we are requesting a back to school picture.
Mm.
And because I'm done not going back to school, I thought, why would I, or what better way to kick off the back to school season than I could share a couple of my fits from back in the day. So I know this might not be the best audio segment, but we're going to be describing them as we go. So it's going to be good either way. But if you are on YouTube, you are in for a special treat because my fashion sense maybe was not.
You're saying that it was not, meaning that now it's better. Is that what you're insinuating, Porter?
I mean, I would think so. Like, I think you kind of like evolve as you go.
I'll be the judge of that.
So this is I believe 6th grade, and you're seeing it on the screen, Blake.
Oh yeah, that's great.
I'm just loving this picture. So what we have here is 6th grade Porter, fresh off a buzz cut. That was my look. I think it was a 2 all the way around. And
bring back the buzz, bro. That looks great on you. You're looking real fresh.
Look at the buck teeth. This is pre-braces. I had some giant gaps going all across my mouth. I had a nice buzz, and I was wearing jean shorts with a nice large blue Nike shirt that said, "I do it for my fans, especially the cute female ones," which I've got to say, I thought that shirt was so cool back in the day. Did you have any shirts like that where you just thought it was so cool?
I didn't have any quite like that. The only shirt that I really remember that I had that I thought was I wore it probably every day, and it looked like the Adidas logo.
Mm-hmm.
But my family had just gone to Alaska, and so it said Alaska with the mountain range behind it, but it was like the Adidas logo style. I thought that thing was just the coolest shirt possible, and I'd probably still wear it today if I had it, if I'm being honest. But
and is that because, like, in my family, this was probably the one Nike shirt I had? The rest of them were just like non-branded Kohl's shirts. Is that because you didn't have like Adidas things, or just because you thought it was dope?
No, yeah, I definitely didn't have any, and this wasn't Adidas. Let's get that clear. This
was Alaska Adidas.
Yeah, this was the Alaskan Airlines.
That's iconic.
Yeah, it was great, but it was by no means Adidas. They probably don't make them anymore because of copyright infringement. So I'd have to go into the black market to find one of those. But I should probably try to find one for the first day of school fit because, I mean, you wore that shirt and that's fantastic. The graphic tee, is that what those are called? I don't know what.
Yeah, something like that with the slogans on them.
Yeah, those were always killer back in the day.
And as I was looking at this picture, I actually just remembered a crazy story because, as you can see, there's several name tags around me. We have Brittany, Hannah, and Devin. And dude, I still have a scar in my arm from Devin. I am just remembering that. Have you seen like the things on the internet where it's like people stab somebody with a pencil and they have the lead mark forever?
Oh yeah, I have one in my knee.
Dude, I have one in my arm from that kid. I just barely saw his freaking name tag. We started off the year as great friends, but then things deteriorated for some reason. I remember like I sat across the classroom from him. I don't even remember what we were arguing over. Probably like who was quarterback at recess or something like that. He walked across the room with a mechanical pencil, and as he was walking past me, jabbed it into my arm like he was giving me a booster shot. And oh, it felt so bad, dude. I still have a lead mark in my shoulder. It was incredible.
Yeah, mine came from, I couldn't even tell you the story. All I remember is that somehow or another a pencil jabbed into my knee, and I did it myself.
Was this self-inflicted?
There was no Devin. I think I tripped or something, and you know those basketball shorts that they had the pockets that you could reach down. I mean, your shoulder was touching these pockets. Like you could put your whole arm in these things. I'm pretty sure I had a pencil in there, but because they were so long, the pocket was dangling right by my kneecap. And I mean, I walked by something, bumped it just right, and that pencil gave me a tattoo.
I don't know why the teachers and principals thought it was a good idea to buy those electronic pencil sharpeners that would get that thing sharper than any blade I have ever handled in my entire life. Dude, those pencils got so sharp.
I never had. I don't know if my teachers were bougie enough to have the electric. We had those hand crank ones
Bro.
that you could take off the cover on it, and it basically was like a finger grater. Like you could lose a finger in those things. I mean, they had wicked blades that would just
You
twist.
pull your finger out and it's just a perfect cone.
Yeah, I mean, I remember holding my pencil and I was holding it on the eraser to try and. I was not putting my hand anywhere near those blades of death.
All right, let's move along to my next outfit here. And this is I'm getting older, so this is
I'm
as
gonna
the
rank
progression
these.
goes.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I
rank
think you
these, by
should.
the way.
And so,
Oh yeah, oh
next,
yeah.
this obviously wasn't taken at school, but this must have been the moment where I knocked down the perfect outfit with the perfect hairstyle. And this had to have been junior high, right? With the hairdo I was going for and everything and
Yeah,
the
I
look.
mean, you got the little Jimmy Neutron faux hawk going on, and then the orange polo with the stripes is. I mean, it's a fantastic touch.
That was
Is
salmon, bro.
excuse
Oh,
me.
come on.
But really, what the most important part is the khaki cargo shorts at the bottom there.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine how many things you could store in those pockets. So this one, you know what? I'm gonna say this one's better. I like the collared shirt, bringing a little bit of class in for the first day of school. Because
Yeah, and
is that Aeropostale I see?
oh yeah, that's a very like very minuscule size like Aeropostale logo. You know, that's like the least attention calling Aeropostale logo possible because usually it was like giant logo across the entire shirt and it was sticking out like an inch, you know, with like
Mhm.
loose fabric around it and stuff. So that's a respectable pull. I'm not saying I would wear it now, but like at least the logo wasn't as big as it was on those jackets where it was like popping off it. So I didn't look too foolish. I think this was a good outfit. The hairstyle at this age was clearly not well. Clearly I was going through some things, but
Yeah,
the fit was there.
yeah. The haircut. I mean, you should have stuck with the buzz cut. That was doing wonders. The fit. I'm gonna give the fit. That's my top ranked fit so far for sure.
All right, all right. Let's move ahead to, I believe this was ninth grade here, and I can't believe my mom got me to smile in this picture.
The glow up. Look at this. Look at this, you handsome young man. Are those the same cargo shorts?
Probably, yeah. I have been known to use one article of clothing for 5 to 10 years, so hopefully they were.
Nah, they look the exact same. I mean,
Dude, my favorite thing about this picture is I had like a constant hairstyle. It was like kind of like the Justin Bieber thing. So on one side, like I'd swoop it forward, and then it would go like all the way around, and then the other side I'd swoop it forward too. So I'd be like, it was like you had to like twist and comb over at the same time. So both the
you gave
sides of your
yourself
head were like,
you gave yourself a swirly every morning. No, I see it. Yeah.
basically.
You stuck your head in the toilet, flushed it, and then whipped it out, and you were ready to go for the day. I mean, it looks
Oh,
great.
yeah, dude. And I used the blue gel. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Oh yeah.
it's like super glue. Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
that hairdo was crunchy, bro. You could have, if you put your hand on my head at that point, it would have felt like like you would have crunched.
I like this one. You know, I'm still giving it to the polo. The shirt, you know, it's nice. I can't really tell what's going on there. It's kind of like it's just a white T-shirt with some logo of I couldn't even tell you what that is. It's like a mirrored image. So I like the polo. It was a respectable Aeropostale. This, I can't tell what it is. So,
Dang, so you're going polo as the champion, huh?
oh yeah, polo's the winner for me.
Dang.
I do like the my especially the attractive ladies ones, whatever that said.
No, that was an iconic shirt. I remember I got that from Kohl's and I was pretty dang hype about that one. That was
Did
a legendary shirt.
did you always like figure out what you were gonna wear the night before and had it all like locked and loaded, ready to go?
I feel like on the first day of school, yes.
Yeah.
From
No,
then on,
I only mean on the
never,
first
yeah.
day. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I was not that well
definitely.
prepared for anything.
Really?
The first day of school, because we had just gone like back to school shopping, and so you always
Yeah.
have like a brand new fit to wear, and yeah, I'd always lay it out like on my floor in my bedroom, just I'd wake up in the morning and throw that bad boy on. I was ready to go for the day. Back in the plaid shorts day, I was killing it.
That's dope. Did you ride the bus to school or did you walk or how did you get to school?
Uh, I rode the bus in junior high. Elementary school, my parents drove me, and then I walked home. And then junior high, I rode the bus there and back. And then high school, I drove, so it was never an issue. So I
What
rode
kind
the
of
bus just
row?
for a few years.
What kind of row guy were you? Were you a front of the bus kind of guy, a back of the
Oh
bus kind of
no,
guy?
no. I mean, do I look like a front row kind of guy? What?
I don't know.
What do you? No, I was the second to last always. Second to last on the right side. That
Dang.
was my seat, and nobody touched my seat. And I liked that one and I can't remember what it was exactly. I think it was something with the wheel well, but it had a little bit more room in it. Like I could stretch my legs out a little bit better or something. I don't
Oh,
remember
I thought it
exactly
was
what
that
it
you wanted
was.
your knees to hit your chest
Yeah.
when the bus
I,
driver hit a bump.
I really liked when my head was rested right between my knees.
We hit a bump with I touched the ceiling with my
Yeah.
head.
No, it was I don't know what it was, but that was my seat. I was back of the bus kind of guy because when they hit those bumps inevitably you were bouncing your way to a good time.
True, dude. I remember some wild field trips, but I was thinking of a bus experience that I had, and I think I only ever rode the bus to kindergarten. And so this has taken me way back, and
Mm.
that's why this experience is so faint. But anyway, so I got off the bus one day, and it was like a block that we had to walk to our house. And so I was walking home after we get off the bus, whatever, and I see a nice halfway open Laffy Taffy just chilling in the middle of the sidewalk. And think about it. Getting off the bus in kindergarten, walking a block home, that's probably like one of the first times in my entire life I had been like alone. You know what I mean?
Man, that was freedom.
Guess what I did with that Laffy Taffy?
I know what you did, and it's devastating to think about. You
Yeah, I
threw that
just
bad
picked
boy
it up.
down?
I ate it, and then I like went home, and I was so proud about it. I was so excited that I found a halfway open Laffy Taffy that I told my mom, and then I got like instantly told about how people put razor blades in Halloween candy, or people put drugs in candy, or it's dangerous to eat stuff like that that's been on the ground, and I just could not understand why a delicious looking Laffy Taffy was so bad for me, but
And this
it
was
was a
opened.
traumatic experience.
This
Yeah,
was
it was
opened.
open. It was
That
like the
is
edge of the wrapper was like open, but I like picked it up and I like looked at it, and the candy itself was intact, what I presumed was a healthy state.
Yeah, somebody had just opened it up a little bit, peed on it, and threw it out for some kid to. Actually, speaking of that, I talked about how I used to walk home during elementary school. There was a yeah, the look on your face when I went from talking about
Speaking
peeing
of
on
piss
candy
Laffy
to
Taffy.
yeah. No, but I used to walk home from elementary school, and it was about a mile, I think, is looking back at it now. It was one road. It
Dang.
was just like my school
A
was on the same road
mile?
as my house, and it was probably that. And so yeah, I had a buddy of mine who lived like right next door to me, essentially, and so we'd walk home together. And there was one day that high school kids back in the day, and I'm really hoping it was yellow Gatorade because they pulled up to us and they were asking me something, and stranger danger. I was well aware, I was on my guard, so I was like, oh hey, oh, whoa, what's going on? But usually they tell you about the white van. They don't tell you about
Yeah.
the you know
The high
Camry
school Honda Civic.
yeah, full of high schoolers. And so I was like, okay, these are kids, like these are cool kids. This is fine. And they were asking me questions and stuff, and all of a sudden they whip out the Super Soaker, and I got super soaked, and it was warm and yellow. That's all I
Oh
know. I cannot tell you
no.
the smell because I don't remember. I blocked it out of my memory. All I remember is I got home soaking wet, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I just got peed on. And so I think I was probably in like the third grade at this point. I don't even know if my parents know this story because I'm pretty sure I just like went and like threw my clothes away and cried in the corner until
Went and threw my clothes away and
I'm pretty sure I went and threw my clothes away and just cried in the corner until my parents got home. No, I actually think I was fine because I wasn't sure if it was Gatorade. I was just really hoping that it was.
Let me tell you, there is no way a high schooler is putting Gatorade in a Super Soaker, and
Yeah, they
I
didn't
hate to have to confirm this to you, but you got paid on from a Super Soaker, and that is disgusting.
It was years ago. I have since showered, so I'm clean. But it was not fun. So that was, it was no picking up a Laffy Taffy and eating a razor blade, probably, but it wasn't great.
You bring up like a really good point though, because as an elementary or junior high student, is there anything more scary than like a car full of high schoolers or something? That was a pretty scary thing for me.
Yeah, and I wanted to be the cool kid, so I wasn't going to run away from them. I mean, what kind of loser would do that? Like, these kids were going to take me in as a friend.
Yeah, you were
no, they did not. They did not take me in. And kids, if you're listening, if a car pulls up to you, I don't care if it's a creepy old guy in a white van or a group of high schoolers. I suggest you run because you're either going to get kidnapped or peed on, and neither one is a particularly fun experience.
It's never like you just want a sweepstakes and all expenses paid trip to Hawaii. Like, it's never something like that. It's always bad. That's a good point. If a car approaches you, I mean, 1, they're going to ask you for directions. 2, they're going to ask you for a favor. Or 3, they're going to ask you for something bad. So that's a good general rule of thumb, I would say. That's funny that we came across some of those stories. If you guys have any elementary school stories or any back to school stories or outfits that you think are pretty funny or want ranked, make sure to send them in to us at the listener submission form in our Instagram bio. Just click the link and there you can submit these things to us and we will happily review them on next week's show. I think that'd be pretty funny, Blake, if we try and get a couple of stories like we have done in the past for other topics to try and read for next week. So hopefully you guys have some good ones and send them in. We will be right back with the draft coming up right after this. And we are back. We've got another morning drive debate segment this week. We are going to be drafting, and this week's topic is everyday things we could go pro in. So how this works is we alternate picks. We're going to draft 4 each, and like we were talking about earlier at the top of the show, Blake, I thought this was going to be easy, and then I realized I'm an amateur at a lot of things for a reason. There might not be many things I could go pro at. How is choosing topics this week for you?
Yeah, the real issue I was running into is a lot of the things that I was thinking, oh man, I'm great at that, are pretty bad traits. Like, it's just like
lying.
It's like, this guy is, I'm a great liar. I had lying on my list. I mean, I'm not gonna pick it, but I'm a great liar. Like, I was like, I can't say that. And then just general laziness, I got that on lockdown. So I'm interested to see the direction you went, and that might kind of change my picks a little bit. But I believe I have the first pick.
Yes, you do. Mm-hmm.
And so what I'm going to choose, because it's something that I'm great at. I mean, just genuinely world class. And that is sleeping in public. Can I take that?
Serious? No, that's good. Yeah, if you're pro at that.
I am a master at falling asleep in places that I probably shouldn't fall asleep. I mean, I haven't fallen asleep at my current job, but I had an old job working at a furniture store, and if I sat down in any one of the couches, I was out. It was.
I was going to say, it doesn't help that it was a furniture store.
Yeah, I mean, I tried not to lay down on the beds, at least look somewhat presentable. But if I sat down on too comfy of a couch, I mean, it didn't even have to be. It was a bench sometimes. I tried to limit myself so I wouldn't fall asleep, and I'd still be out. Like we mentioned earlier, I've been going to school for a very long time. I could not tell you the last time I went to any class dating back to high school where I stayed awake the whole time. I have a condition, truthfully, but I'm the best at it. Airplanes, lockdown. Buses, going over bumpy roads, it's like a lullaby to me. I cannot think of a place where it's like, I can't fall asleep there. That wouldn't work. Construction site, I could get it done. Just throw me in there. I'll get a nice snooze.
Oh, that's awesome. I feel like it's definitely beneficial because, like, when you said airplanes and buses, like, I spent a lot of time trying to sleep on an airplane and I can't.
Oh,
and
man.
so
I'm
It's a
locked in.
blessing and a curse. Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds
Your
nice.
neck hurts when you wake up, but I figured
Yeah,
it
you're
out
just
now. My neck muscles are
cranking
pretty
it.
strong where it stays pretty tight.
Awesome. All right. I think. Oh, this is hard. I bet the thing is, I don't think there's going to be a lot of overlap in our picks.
Mm-mm.
I definitely like. I can't sleep in public, so I'm not going pro in that. But what I can do is I can wake up every day with no alarm at a desired time. So I would be going pro in waking up on time with no alarm. It's
That's
a blessing and a curse again because I like do set an alarm a lot of times because there are occasions where I sleep in. There are times when I hit the REM cycle right and I actually get some deep sleep. But most of the time I just sleep so shallow that I think I see like the first sunlight and I'm up. And that's like right when I want to be up. So
so. Is it the light that does it for you? As soon as there's light, so it kind of changes with the daylight savings. Yeah, you normally wake up at 6, but come daylight savings, you wake up at 7. Or
I think that plays a factor in it. But I also think that when I stick to a certain schedule, if I
Mhm.
do
You
like
just get into a rhythm.
certain days of like waking up at 7 a.m., the next day, like if I do like 4 or 5 days like that, my body just adjusts fast. So that's why I will be going pro in that.
Yeah, I don't like waking up at all. My body will kind of just normally. I can't sleep in too late. Like I'll wake up like right around 8 to 8:30 on my own most times. But
Mm,
if it's like early in the morning, I'll sleep right through that. No issues, no
I
problem.
wish. I
I
wish I had to wake up to it.
like my wife will wake up to go to the gym at like 5 a.m.
Oof.
I never notice. She turns. I'm pretty sure she turns on the light to like get changed and stuff. I couldn't tell you if she does or not. I totally unaware. Which
Hey, that's
it
good.
is a blessing because I used to be a super light sleeper, and something changed along the way. Now I knock out. So
Out
interesting
like
that
a
we both
light.
chose a something with sleeping. Uh,
Yeah,
I That's the only sleeping thing I have on my list. So we're not gonna have a full draft of that. And
I
this is
think me as
where
well.
I don't have a lot of great options. I don't know.
After your first pick.
Yeah, yeah. It's if not talking about myself was something I could go pro in, that would be it. But I'm gonna choose uh walking upstairs.
Do you do this often?
Well, every day. I mean, I'm walking up and down stairs all the
Is that a
time.
homeowner flex?
You know me. No, it's a long leg flex.
Okay.
I've never met a pair of stairs that I can't two step. I'm great at it. I think it's just like I said, it's the long legs. I don't care how wide, how tall they are. I can double time those things. I'm getting up them in no time. I'll race. I can't run to save my life, but I'll race anybody up some stairs, and I feel pretty good about my chances.
What about that stair machine at the gym? Are you still doubling on that thing? Because it's like moving like a conveyor belt.
Yeah, see, I can't do that because I kept kicking the top of it. I kept
Oh,
trying to
you're
double.
like over the
I
top.
kept trying to double step it, but it's not built that way. I need like the extra large stair machine, and then I could do it because I tried it, and the only either way is if I was falling off the back, which wasn't great, or if I was kicking the top every time. So now I just have to incline the treadmill like crazy and
Mm,
hope for the best if I ever want to work the glutes.
good choice. All right, I did not see that being drafted. That was a an
Yeah,
interesting pick for sure.
neither did I, frankly. But this draft might go interesting ways. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta say my next pick, which the one I wanted to take was driving, but I guess because I kind of drive for a profession, I don't think I could take that.
That you
Would
are
you
pro.
agree?
I could take it. I could. I don't think. I think you're disqualified.
Dang it.
I mean, I'm
Okay.
looking at the rule book here, and yeah, I mean, if that's your job, you are already a pro. You're getting paid to do that. So
Dang it. Yeah, okay. Well, cancel that one then. Um, I think I could go pro with my fourth overall pick in overhearing terrible conversations from people around me. I don't
mm,
know if I just have a keen sense of hearing or what, but like the other night, me and my wife were out at dinner. We're just trying to have a nice dinner to celebrate our anniversary. We're seated by this group of four people, two couples, and they were just tearing this lady apart for being a terrible mom. And so, do you think I could enjoy my anniversary night? Do you think I could enjoy my food? No. The whole time I was just listening to Susan get taught how to parent and get ripped apart by her friends.
Are
So,
you kidding me? That's how I enjoy my food. On my list, I had eavesdropping, and I love it. I mean, my wife and I, we love each other very much, and we talk all the time. And when we go out to eat, we've been talking all day. We don't have a whole lot else to say. And so one of my favorite activities is that it's not like a shared communication. We just both know that if there's a juicy conversation happening, we don't talk to each other. We're intently staring at our food and just full on participating in this conversation without participating. I love it. I'm not a huge gossip guy, but if I can eavesdrop on a conversation, I'm dropping in.
yeah, honestly, there is like nothing more funny about like we'll like talk about those people like 2 or 3 weeks after it happened. You're like, I wonder if Susan became a better mom because of that conversation, or if she just, found new friends or something, because it was just a terrible experience for that lady. And it's happened multiple times.
All the time I'll pass somebody in public and like just catch a snippet of a super weird conversation, and my wife and I will just talk about what it could have possibly meant. Like, we'll be walking by and it was like, and he drove into the Chili's window, like, and I'm just like, I gotta go back. I gotta know what happened. So,
excuse me, I just want to know what happened.
That's an excellent choice. I thought that might fall down to me with my next choice here. I'm devastated that I couldn't get eavesdropping, because that's absolutely something that world class ability in. So now I'm looking at my list here, and I don't have a lot of great options left. We're 2 rounds in.
What does that say about you as a person?
Yeah, well, the problem is the things on my list are not great. So what I will choose is going to the bathroom.
I knew that was going to come up. I was just saving it for you.
Using the toilet, specifically number 2. Like we talked about this last week. I'm on a strict schedule. My body just knows itself so well. I feel it coming on. I'm like, oh, it must be 9:30. Like it is. I have a body clock. You have a body clock to wake up. I have a body clock to go to the bathroom. And
that's absolutely awesome. I imagine you have appointments like on the bathroom door. You have it like blocked off, like it's a Google Calendar. It's like, Blake, from 9:30 to 9:45, do not disturb.
Yeah, and when I'm in there too, I also am. I mean, I'm multitasking. I got the headphones on. I got the phone out. I'm surfing the web. Don't touch my phone. It's probably contaminated. No, I stay clean. Like I said, I'm a professional at this. I don't mess around with my toilet time. So I don't think anybody's beating me in that area. I think I got it locked down. Send me to the poop Olympics. I'm ready.
That's funny. I knew there was going to be some sort of scheduled dumping pick by Blake. I thought it was going to be your first overall pick. I'm surprised you waited that long to take it, but I knew it was going to happen. So props to you for taking it. Okay. All right. I think I got to take the next one. That everyday things I could go pro in would be putting away laundry. And that is because over the last couple of weeks, I have just gone like super fast mode. Like I'm taking it out of the thing, either throwing it on a hanger or folding it and throwing it where it goes as fast as possible. So much so that last Monday when I was trying to put away our laundry as fast as I possibly could, I was timing myself and I started feeling lightheaded halfway through, and I think I almost passed out.
I think I could be the opposite. Think I could go pro in not putting away my laundry.
That's the worst, dude. There's nothing worse than clothing getting piled up and just becoming more and more work to do.
Yeah, I hate it. I just hate laundry in general because it's a multiple step chore. I like single step chores. I like, vacuuming because I vacuum and I'm done. I don't have to do anything else. But when I have to do the laundry, first I got to go load the washing machine. Okay, that's done. That was easy. Now I got to go rotate it over, but I got to make sure that there's not anything in there that can't go in the dryer. So then that's
You
a
got to
whole
check
nother
the
step.
lint filter.
Yeah, oh yeah, got to make sure I'm not gonna, cause any
The
issues with
atomic
that.
bomb on your dryer. You got to make
Yeah,
sure it's empty.
so pull that out. Got to put, and then start the dryer. Okay, that even then it's not too bad. Separating what can't be dried and what can. It's a little annoying, but whatever. And then I have to pull it out and fold it. I'm on my third step already. It's way too much work for me. I have to do it in multiple days basically because I'm like I already did that chore today. I can't double down and do it twice. I got to go do
True.
something else.
You're
So
like, it was hard enough to put it in the washing machine. Tomorrow I'll put it in the dryer when it smells like mildew, and then I'll fold it up.
do you?
That's the
Let me ask you: do you fold your socks?
no. I throw them
Okay.
back in loose,
Yeah,
which it's terrible. I know I should, and I know that would like make me a more organized person. And every time I go get a pair of socks, I would love myself more, but I don't. I just simply can't get myself to do the work.
I folding socks is a nightmare, and especially because a lot of the times, like the Nike socks now will have left and rights, and so you have to go through, and you're finding 16 lefts, not a single right, not any of them, and so it's just infuriating. And then really, I wear pretty much white Nike socks every day. You think I'm going to sit there and fold the same exact pair of socks and I could just throw them all into a drawer and have a pretty good chance at reaching blind and pulling out a matching pair of socks? So I can't do it. I'm throwing them in. I'm not going pro at folding laundry anytime soon because I'm apparently just far too lazy. So count me out for that one.
Oh, I agree. When I first got married and my wife, she does fold socks, her socks, and they got to go in specifically. That was a big adjustment for me putting away laundry. And so I wasn't quite ready for the professional ranks for the first couple of months because that was something that I had to practice at. But now, I even fold her socks, get them put away nice. So yeah, I'm happy with my pick there.
All right. I'm gonna try to pick something here, and you can veto this if you don't think this classifies as an everyday activity. It certainly is for me, not intentionally, and that is forgetting things.
I think that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I don't remember anything. I couldn't tell you what I did today at work, and I was working for 8 hours. I can't remember jack diddly squat. So it's rough. I wish I had a better memory. I don't remember. Like you asked me about an important day in my life, my wedding. I remember I got married. You asked me details about it, and I was like, "Oh, it was hot." Like I don't remember anything. I wish I could remember it. I would love to remember days and things that happened and plans that I made. If I didn't have a wife, I would not remember anything. We could make plans, and I would just be like, "Oh, sorry, I missed that." I had no idea. Nobody told me that it was happening 15 minutes before when I needed to leave, so I didn't show up.
I think that's a good pick. Yeah, I definitely personally probably couldn't go pro in that, but I mean, I would go pro in forgetting things that I want to remember and remembering things that I want to forget. That's
See,
what I would go pro in.
that is the good thing about going pro and just forgetting things in general is
True.
I don't remember any traumatic experiences. No clue. Couldn't tell you if any happened.
Well,
So
besides the pee super soaker experience, you were
that is true. Here's the thing though. I can't even remember all I remember is that I got sprayed. Like details of the story and maybe this isn't even real, but in my head other people's memories are like they can replay it back like it's a video. They're like, "Oh yeah, this happened and then this happened." I couldn't do that with anything. And granted that was a long time ago, so maybe that's just regular for anybody, but I can only tell you that things happened. I couldn't tell you what happened in those things. So it's a curse. I wish I wasn't pro in it, but unfortunately, I'm world class forgetfulness.
That's a good pick. Yeah, I mean, great job on that one. This is tough on the last pick here. I have a couple of ways that I could go, but I'm gonna take a nice positive one, a little self-esteem booster at the end. And the last thing, everyday thing, I could go pro in, and I don't know if how I want to describe this one, but I think bringing snacks places. I always bring the best snacks wherever I go, and I definitely could go pro in that because
Mm.
I've gotten compliments from a lot of people. They're like, "Dang, Porter, you're the snack man." That's what my wife's family calls me, actually, the snack
Really?
man. Because
That's incredible.
what if you're going somewhere? What is gonna make everybody have a good time? It's not the people. It's not the activities. Just kidding. It's the snacks, right?
I mean, you nailed it. If there's not refreshments, I'm not interested. It's really how I
Hey,
live my life.
that's true. I mean, so I retract my last statement. It is the people, it is the activities, but it's what you share as a snack at the end. That's when the
Hmm.
bonding occurs. That's when the
At
true
the end,
happiness occurs.
I have to wait through.
You don't have to wait.
The only thing that's getting me through is the snacks half the time.
So you're just talking me up even more. Yeah, I think
Yeah, no,
I
here,
definitely could go pro.
if this is something you're great at, I am envious because, like my forgetfulness, I don't remember. People be like, "Oh, hey, do you want to bring a snack to share with everybody?" I won't remember. I I
Then they're
will
gonna
say
hate you.
yes. I will say yes, and then show up empty-handed, and I'll be like, "I feel
Oof.
like I'm forgetting something, but I don't remember what it is." So I wish that I could be the snack man. Unfortunately, they call me the snack man just because I love to snack. So it's
Yeah, they're like, we got to go shopping for the snack man in this case.
yeah, yeah. That's why my wife's family calls me the snack man because they're just like they're like, oh hey, we got some leftover food. Hey Blake, come over here. Yeah, you got to finish this off.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, that's gonna be my final pick. Did you have any honorable mentions, Blake?
Yeah, I had a few, and like I said, most of them are in fact uh not great for me, but procrastinating,
Oh, true.
sensational. Sensational. Overeating, I'm great at that. You know that little thing in your head that's like, oh, hey, you're full? I'm pretty sure
Yep.
there's like a little part of your brain that's in charge of that. I think I had a lobotomy and they took that out. They turned that part of my brain off because I don't have that. I go from like hungry to I'm ill physically. Just is that what being full feels like? You want to
No.
die? Because like I can't remember the last time I was like I'm satisfied. Like it's either I'm still hungry or I need to vomit. There's no in between. So I have that one on. That wasn't really an everyday thing task though. It's just something that I do accidentally every day. And then the other one I had was throwing food into the air and catching it with my mouth.
Oh, that's dope. You should have taken that one.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
that's not
good
every
at
day
it.
either, though, unless you
Yeah,
really
and
are practicing.
that's why I didn't do it. Because that was something that I was just like, I feel like I'm better than the average person at this, but it's not something I do every day. And I'm not getting goldfish tossed to me every day. So it's if somebody wants to do that and then I can count it as a task, like a checkbox at something I have to do every day, then
Across the office, Blake, here comes a Skittle. You're like, not again. Day 45 of catching a Skittle in my mouth. Oh, that's
so
awesome. That's a skill I wish I could have achieved. I have never been super good. I can toss it pretty good, but I don't have the dexterity to actually catch it out of the air.
yeah, I mean, friends growing up and like down in my basement, we would just sit there and toss snacks back and forth to each other. Like we'd get, some pretzels or whatever, and we'd just be slinging them across the room, catching them in our mouths. There was one point I almost died because it went straight down my esophagus. To be fair, he threw it from point blank. I mean, it was a fastball straight to the old
What if it was a
throat.
grape?
Yeah, luckily it was a goldfish, so it kind of it lodged because it unique shape. It got stuck in there, but it kind of softened over time, so I was able to get it
You're
out.
just waiting for it to melt.
I thought I was gonna die there for a minute. So
Yikes.
that was the one hiccup I've had in my catching things in my mouth career. Other than that, though, I do feel like I am pretty well versed in that.
Nice. Well, I got a couple of honorable mentions here. So one would be whistling in awkward situations. I don't know why it just happens. I just do it.
Okay.
So I could
Okay.
definitely go pro in that. Grocery store efficiency. Again, I didn't know if this was like as everyday-ish, but I can get through it quick.
Dude, I don't remember anything where anything is in the grocery store. Again, forgetfulness. You'd think every time I walked into a grocery store, it's the first time I've been in there.
Good heavens. Remind me not
I
to
couldn't
shop
tell
with
you.
you.
I'm in there for 3.5 hours just trying to find the milk. Like it's a miserable experience.
No, there's nothing worse than walking to one end and then you're like, I gotta walk clear back to the other end. No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I could also go pro in fitting every dirty dish in the dishwasher, regardless of how many there are. I'm really good at that. Doing some architecture in there to make sure we can fill the whole load.
Now, how clean are they getting? Are you
I don't.
maximizing the cleanliness factor, or are you just
No,
cramming it?
no, I'm just filling it full because
Oh, well, that's not impressive.
if the water touches it, it's gonna be clean, right? It's in the dishwasher. It's gonna be clean.
They have to be able to have access to get the water pressure. Like, you can't just be throwing a bowl on top of another bowl stacked on top of two bowls and expect them all to get
Well, I'm not
even
nesting
dispersion.
them. You can stack them without nesting them. I think big scrubbing bubbles has gotten to you, Blake. You've bought into a conspiracy that you can't fill your dishwasher full if you want clean
Oh,
dishes.
no. I'm cramming this thing full, but I'm making sure that it's all gonna come out actually washed. And I'm not
I mean,
trying
it's
to
all as long
double
as the
dip.
water's gonna hit it. It's got to be good, right? Who am I to
Water,
judge?
water will hit things in the dishwasher, but not be able to reach them with enough pressure to clean it.
Okay, I could maybe see that. I don't know how a dishwasher works, to be honest. I think there's like a fan in there or something.
A fan,
And
something
it
like
shoots
that.
water like up out of the fan while it's like spinning, I think.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah. See, you know how it works. So you just got to make sure that it's going to be able to not get wet. Let's take that out
Well,
of the.
let me tell you the problem I'm
equation.
solving is there could be 8 million dishes in the sink. If I can fit them all in the dishwasher at one time, I don't have to hand wash any of those. I don't have to wait for another cycle. So that's what I'm going for.
You do have to wash it again though when you pull something out and you're like, this is still dirty. I got to leave it in
But
here for the
hopefully
next
the dishwasher
round.
is going to be less full at that point.
I know for a fact you're double washing some of your dishes.
Oh yeah,
I'm certain
absolutely.
of it. Yeah,
Oh.
see with precision planning in the dishwasher, maybe this is something I should have gone pro in. I had no idea.
I didn't know how passionate you would be.
Yeah, with precision planning though, I mean, water pressure is available for every dish evenly, and that's what's impressive.
All right, I also had last but not least, using unique emojis. I think I'm pretty good at using emojis that hardly anyone else uses.
Mm.
I think I could go
What's
pro
your-
in that.
What's your favorite emoji? That's the unique emoji.
I feel like the salute one. I feel like nobody
The salute
gives the
is
salute the respect it deserves.
The salute's great. I love this. Salute's in my top 5 for sure.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan.
I'm trying to think of whatever else, but yeah, I'll just send like a random hands one or a random person shrugging or something that I feel like, after the smiley face, after the laughy emoji or whatever, like 99% of them don't get used. So, I'll go scroll through to the green check mark. I'll hit it with a bunch.
My personal favorite is the upside down smiley face. I think that one's great. I think it's really underutilized. I think that
What's
it has
the
a lot more to
context for
show.
that one? I have no idea what the context is.
It's those situations where you're like, well, that's the situation I use it. It's like, something unfortunate happened. Upside down smiley face. You got to smile through the pain, but it's like I'm smiling, but really my life is miserable.
I didn't know I was smiling through the pain.
Yeah, that's how I see it as. Like, it's something that it's like, well, that sucks, but there's nothing I can do about it. Here's an upside down smiley face.
Sorry to
Like,
hear you're sick. Upside down smiley face. Hope
Yeah,
you get better.
yeah, you just be like, oh, well, that's great. Upside down smiley face, and then it's the perfect portrayal of it's obviously not great, but hey, stuff happens. You got to live with it. I think you got to add it to your bag. See what happens with it. That and the
It's worth a
salute
shot.
are an incredible combo.
No, definitely worth a shot. I'll have to try it out. I didn't know the context, so I'm happy to know it now. But I think, we got a good draft. We'll be posting this to Instagram at PM in the AM podcast. We post them to our stories starting Tuesday, and you'll be able to vote for your favorite. So make sure you head over there to check it out. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to the show. Leave us a review and make sure to share it with a friend. Blake, you got anything for the listeners on the way out today?
No, I do not.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you guys next week.
Peace out.
Congrats on making it all the way to the end. We hope you enjoyed the show. You are now officially part of the PM in the AM fan base, the Morning People, and we are super pumped to have you here. Now that you're a part of the crew, please share the episode with a friend, and make sure to check out the rest of our shows and social media content for more hilarious brackets, crazy questions, and an overall great time. Thanks for listening. It truly means a lot to us, and we'll catch you guys next week.